Hey beauties, morning. I was listening to about a 5 minutes message from a particular pastor on TikTok, Dr. Branham. And he said something very profound that if a number of parents capitalize on it, trust me, the world would be far greater than it is now. So he was saying that, listen, sometimes basically in life we have to be very patient with people. Remember, 1,000 years is like a day in God's sight, and a day in his sight is like 1,000 years. So what you may deem as, boy, I've been trying. Sometimes you're probably trying in your own strength, not allowing God and not being patient. Remember, a part of the fruit of the Spirit is patience and long suffering. So those two fruits are, God will use any situation, and usually the family is probably one of the hot spots for teaching us the fruits of the Spirit: patience, long suffering. And instead of where that child is very energetic, it's a lot of pick the body, the pick the troublesome, the pick is this, that, and the third in the negative. Maybe that child has a lot of energy because that child is very athletic. They probably want to go into some sort of gymnastics, running, sprinting, whatever, some sort of a sporting event. You have to test the waters. If you see that they're filled with a lot of energy, probably enroll them in some little, prep school champs, basic school champs, if you go to basic school or primary school, champs or whatever it is. And then you watch them. And or if you have children, that old time people would say back talk a lot. Sometimes it's what you call back talk is not really back talk. There's something about some of us as humans that is innate. When we feel injustice and unfairness is being promulgated even by our parents, we're going to want to defend ourselves. We're not maybe the type to just sit back and allow the parents to say something or do something that we feel is unfair. What you have to do as a parent is to control it, but don't break the child's spirit. Don't tell them you are rude, you're disrespectful, and basically call down curses on them. And that child that could have been a swan in the society end up being a disaster in the society, simply because you never knew how to harness the gifts, the talents, and the abilities in that child. When Jabez's mother bore Jabez in pain and basically labeled him a curse, so to speak, Jabez saw his potential, thank God. And he said, God, break this curse over me. Enlarge my territory. Make me, increase me, and bless me indeed. That is what Jabez had to do. He decided, no. Not because you're my mom and you basically pronounce a curse over my life. Meaning I'm going to live by this curse and have my life living in unnecessary mayhem. Absolutely not. And he cried out to his God. But not every child will have that sort of unction and awareness. Parents, we have to find ways of mitigating the maladies that we're seeing in our society, the sort of deviance we're seeing in the society. Listen to me. I don't care how indigent or how wealthy you may be. Every child that is born has a potential to become great. There is a special and an innate talent and gift that God has naturally inbuilt in the human. Just like our car has to have an engine to move, it has to have its transmission to move, it has to have lights in order for you to see on the road. There are must-haves in the human being that no matter how a child is, they just need the right watering, the right fertilizers to be applied, the different types based on the child. Don't just be quick to label the child something negative. Ask God to open the mind of the eyes of your understanding, the mind of your understanding, the heart of your understanding, and the soul of your understanding, so that you can see the potential in that child. Look at Einstein. When he was going to school, the teacher contacted his mother to say, take him out of school because he's dull, he's dunce. That's why I don't really like labeling people that. I talk about the issue. It's an issue. That's why I hate the dunce bags. And the mother said, no man, I don't appreciate this. Even if my child is slow in learning and not picking up as we ought to, I'm not going to label my child dunce. And she said, it's okay. I will know how to, solve this issue with my son. And she enrolled him in the Beethoven's classical musical class as one, and I suppose maybe a remedial class. I don't remember all of what she had done. She enrolled him, and based on how classical, that's why I wish every Jamaican had learned. I wish I had learned it. There is something about, although they say there's no correlation between music and the brain. I slightly disagree. I think with the whole, how the music, the progression of the music, it trains the brain to be able to concentrate and to focus on something and to be able to, for it to stay in the muscle memory so that you can learn. It helps to build the intelligence quotient. That is when somebody say you're bright. Not so much emotional intelligence as yet. Emotional intelligence more hinges on wisdom and understanding. All right, it's now about the knowledge base. And there is something about classical music that trains the brain in that way, based on how it is done. I wish I had learned it, honestly. And I wish a number of Jamaicans had, and they would be able to appreciate good music. Not just any and every old thing. It's not musical. And she enrolled him, and look at what he became years later. That is according to, science, that his brain was frozen. I don't know if it is true or if it is still the case, because they could not understand how a man of his, based on how he was grown up, or how a human being could be that brilliant. His IQ was just impeccable. It was remarkable. Speak life into your child, no matter how you may think them. You think they're disruptive. Speak life. Where you can do good as a parent, do it, even if you did not get it. Don't allow jealousy and envy because you didn't get it. You become a little jealous and envious, so you just leave them, and they just hatch all around and all about. I don't believe in that. Speak life. So even if they seem argumentative, if they seem that way, say, I think my son or my daughter, they're going to become a lawyer or a judge. I see the potential. They're able to defend. They're able to, argue things that they consider unjust. I may not like how they say it. All you can do as a mother or the father, is to say, all right, watch the tone though, watch your words, or don't carry the conversation too long. Because we have to make sure that we don't cross over onto from the respect line to me as your mother or your father into a disrespect. So that's all it needs, just like with anything, just guidance and control. Just teach, that's it. Because we're like wild animals in a sense, Remember, if you're grown up in a jungle, you're probably going to behave like the monkeys, the lions, the tigers will behave wild, and just crazy. And all you just teach the child, because we're the higher form of mammals, they will understand. You teach them. It's like learning literacy, learning how to ride a bike, just teaching levels of control. And then after that comes across, then the emotional intelligence will come, and that is how you will garner the respect, because you're now showing them the components of how to respect you as a parent, while you are not calling down curses on their lives, while you're not tearing them down. You speak life into your child. They're your offspring. So what they become is a replication or a replica of who you are as a parent. So even if they become a murderer and a thief, God forbid, you may not have literally murdered somebody physically or stolen from somebody literally, but you stole the potential of what they could have become. You murdered their potential and their dreams. You did that as a parent. Speak life into your children. Don't tear them down. No matter how bad you see them going, and pray and say, God, give me the patience and the strength, He certainly will, and the tenacity to, withstand the difficult times, because it will not be easy. Let me tell you of this real story. So there was a parent and a daughter, yes, a little girl, but the mother never knew how to show affectionate love. But she loved her daughter, and the daughter loved her mother, and both of them wanted to know how to experience hugging and kissing each other on a regular basis. And they went to a counselor, and the counselor said, because they were having some issues, what I want you to do for 1 month, every single day for a month, hug and kiss, even if it feels uncomfortable. And for the first week, it was so uncomfortable because they were not used to it. They had to hug and kiss each other and say, I love you. You see, after that month, if a day ever passed and they never did it. And you know why I believe it? I never forgot when I was working somewhere, and all of a sudden I had headaches. I never had headaches. And I was saying it to somebody. She said, Toni-Ann, you drink water? I said, no, years ago. And she said, start to drink some water. And I never forgot. I just drank 2 cups of water and it went. I said, what? And now, beautiful people, my body will start talking if me not drink 2 to 4 glasses of water early in the morning, room temperature. I've gotten used to it. It has been years. speak life into your children. Guys, follow me on TikTok, subscribe to my YouTube channel, please share.